Welcome back to the Jameson Brandon channel, where we talk about all things money. Let's just dive right in. Headline: the Fed says inflation is transitory, but these 10 companies have already said they'll pass along rising costs to customers. Essentially what that means is if a company is gonna jump or boost the price up of hard goods, that inflation is in fact not transitory. That means it's a permanent cost that the consumer now has to endure. New inflation data showed a 5% jump in consumer prices on a year-over-year basis in May. Here's the 10 companies. Campbell Soup Company. On June 9th, in Campbell Soup third quarter 2021 conference call, the word inflation was mentioned 35 times by execs and analysts. The J.M. Smucker Company. In J.M. Smucker's fourth quarter 2021 conference call on June 3rd, there were 10 mentions of inflation. In Stanley Black & Decker's first quarter 2021 earnings presentation on April 28th, in a slide entitled Commodity Inflation Update, the company said steel, resin, base metals, electrical components, and batteries have pushed incremental inflation costs up for 2021 by $161 million versus January guidance. Whirlpool. In an interview with Yahoo Finance in April, Whirlpool's CFO Jim Peters said the company was seeing price increases and would pass the costs on to customers. Quote, "We took price increases in every region of the world that range from 5 to 12%, Peters said. Those are driven by commodity cost increases, and it's something we have done historically. Fifth is Kimberly-Clark. Kimberly-Clark said it would be raising prices on products like Scott toilet paper and Huggies diapers by mid to high single digits in late March. Then, in the company's April 23rd first quarter earnings call, execs said they saw sharp rises in input costs. Number 6, Honeywell. Honeywell's CEO Darius Adamczyk announced that inflation is taking hold and affecting his business, bottom line, in the company's first quarter 21 conference call on April 23rd. Clorox's VP and Investor Relations, Lisa Burhan, told investors that the company's third quarter 2021 results on April 30th that the company has seen significant resin price inflation. Procter & Gamble COO John Moeller told analysts in an April 20th earnings call that this is one of the biggest increases in commodity costs that we've seen over a period of time that I've been involved with this, which is fairly long period of time. Procter & Gamble owns over $80 billion companies. And number 9, Coca-Cola. In mid-April, Coca-Cola CEO James Quincy told CNBC's Sarah Eisen on Squawk on the Street that the company would be increasing prices to offset rising costs. And number 10, Reynolds Consumer Products. Reynolds Consumer Products revealed that a 3-step price increase is already underway on some of its most popular products last month. So if inflation is transitory, we wouldn't have banks hoarding cash. CNBC, Jamie Dimon says JP Morgan is hoarding cash because very good chance inflation is here to stay. Quote, "We have a lot of cash and capability, and we're going to be very patient because I think you have a very good chance inflation will be more than transitory." The bank now expects $52.5 billion in net interest income in 2021, down from $55 billion estimates. They are effectively stockpiling cash. According to Paul Tudor Jones, he says as long as the Fed and Janet Yellen is going to be ignoring inflation, then the play is commodities, gold, crypto, etc. Paul Tudor Jones is correct in his thinking, and even though the FOMC released a statement this last week, they are still, in fact, deflecting. The committee seeks to achieve maximum employment and inflation at a rate of 2% over the longer run. With inflation having run persistently below this longer run goal, the committee will aim to achieve inflation moderately above 2% for some time, so the inflation averages 2% over time, and longer-term inflation expectations remain well anchored at 2%. The committee expects to maintain an accommodative stance of monetary policy until these outcomes are achieved, aka they are admitting inflation is real. The committee decided to keep the target range for the federal funds rate at 0 to 1/4% and expects it will be appropriate to maintain this target range until labor market conditions have reached levels consistent with the committee's assessments of maximum employment, and inflation has risen to 2% and is on track to moderately exceed 2% for some time. In addition, the Federal Reserve will continue to increase its holdings of Treasury securities by at least $80 billion per month and mortgage-backed securities by at least $40 billion per month. The Federal Reserve also announced that it plans to extend its temporary US dollar liquidity swap lines with 9 central banks through the end of 2021. The Fed also announced that it might be looking at raising rates before the expected 2023 to help fight the inflationary risk going on. And of course, the Dow and the stock market reacted predictably by dropping more than 500 points on its close Friday. This is the worst week since October 2020. That's all I got for you guys today. Go ahead and like the video, comment below if you got something to say, subscribe to the channel, be on the lookout, more videos coming soon.